Figuratively.
Huh?
Figuratively.
Figuratively.
Definitely. We haven't posted a podcast in a while.
Hasn't it only been 1 week? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't. That's just a mess. No, it has been 2 weeks.
Really? Oh, sorry. Sorry, people.
We don't say sorry. We don't have anything to be sorry about.
Sure we do.
No.
People expect things from us.
Literally posted through the whole summer.
No, we took a summer break.
Nope. We did not.
Was that last year already?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
We didn't take a break.
But there
took a
was,
week off
there was
but
a time where there was like 2 or 3 weeks, I feel like, where we didn't post anything.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure.
Nope. No. We were pretty consistent through the summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't have anything to be sorry. We're just enjoying life right now.
We are. We're living in our new home.
In my new home. Danielle is living in my new home.
Excuse me.
That's right.
We're living in our new home and very much enjoying it. It would be yours if you were the only person paying for it.
In most.
No,
in our new home. Yeah.
And it's really nice, except I'm still really bothered by the fact that we don't have legitimate lights in the kitchen, dining room, and living room. Yeah, but if I just get some on my own, then you're like, oh, I don't like those.
No. You tell me, you show me, and then you can get them.
Yeah, but we need to get them because they're
I know.
just like light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, and it's not nice.
I know, I agree. We really need the light for the dinner table.
Yeah.
The other ones are not so important, but the dinner table light is very important. Yeah.
The thing is, there are lights there, but they're just like it's like a hanging string with a light bulb.
And
so when you turn the light bulb on and you're like sitting at the dinner table, it feels like a spotlight. It's just a harsh,
shitty light.
It doesn't spread around in the room. It's not very nice. So we need to do that.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, let's do it tonight. Let's look online and we'll find something. Yep.
Nope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But there's nothing else been going on.
Not really. It's Thanksgiving as we're recording this. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Or happy the Indians were killed like savages.
Yeah, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. I mean, I like to cook, but the actual like meaning behind Thanksgiving is bullshit. So I just like to have family or friends over and cook the whole day, and that's something I've always really enjoyed. And this year we're having Friendsgiving again. We haven't had Friendsgiving in a couple of years because of COVID. And it was really, really lovely the last time we did it.
That's true.
So, and it's also nice because I don't have to cook for 15 people. I just cook a little bit and everybody brings something. It's really nice.
Yeah. And so if you are not invited, listener, then you're not a friend. So fuck you.
That's not nice. There are a lot of people that I would love to invite, but they don't live in Austria.
Yeah. That's always your excuse. Oh, I would like to invite you, but you're not from Austria.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you love to have Hannah and Steven here?
No.
Wow.
I would. Not the kids, though, but they
What's wrong with you?
They can stay in America, but...
What would they do?
Stay with their grandparents. I don't know. Or like...
So Hannah
daycare.
So Hannah and Steven should just fly out literally for the day and then fly back the next day?
For a week or something.
Okay.
Or 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go to Prague.
It's
go
realistic.
to Vienna. Why is it not realistic?
Because their kids are so young.
Yeah. Put them in a doggy daycare. Or kindergarten or grandparents or...
Mm-hmm. You know what about all their pets and stuff? They have dogs and
yeah. They have
chickens?
grandparents.
Chickens? Do you guys still have chickens? And
they should just live with them. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, what's the topic today?
Yeah, it's your topic.
I mean, it's our topic because your topic idea
hogged
inspired
it.
my topic idea.
You hogged it.
What?
You hogged it.
I hogged it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you took it over. You just stole it from me.
I didn't steal it. You told me your idea. And then as soon as you told me your idea, I said, that makes me think of X. And then I said X. And then you said, oh, I had that idea too.
Yeah.
So I didn't steal it from you. We had
That's
the
what I'm
same idea because we're so in sync.
You wish.
Baby, bye, 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 bye.
You wish.
Don't wanna be a fool for you.
I wanna be daylight in your eyes.
That's not in sync.
That's not what we sing.
I was singing in sync
Oh,
because I said we're so in sync.
okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, what's the topic?
The topic is, well, Woifi had the idea that we do one episode of like life lessons.
No.
Yes. And then
No.
I said one episode feels like it's not enough for
No.
life lessons. And then you said we could split it up.
I said the idea was life lessons, but the idea was to split it up in 2 episodes, like do like 10 or 15 per episode.
Okay. Yeah, that still seems like it's funny because I have learned a lot of things in life, but I don't think I could think of 10 or 15 examples.
Yeah, the thing is, you would need to sit down first and think about it. You couldn't just like go in and talk about it.
Yeah. But when he said that, my brain instantly went to, I think, the biggest life lesson that I have learned, and that is not caring what other people think.
And that was my second idea.
Yeah. So I didn't steal it from you.
I mean,
We just had the
kinda
same
did.
idea.
No.
Stealing it would be you telling me exactly that idea and me saying, that's what I want to do, and then claiming it as my own idea.
You probably snuck it out of my brain
Okay.
before I could say it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the topic. So what do you have
I hope
to
you
say
enjoyed it.
about that? No, but do you ever feel like that's something that you struggled with when you were growing up?
I mean, I think we have talked about it before. To be really honest, I think that was a topic before on the podcast.
I think during translating love.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we didn't say? We didn't say hello, welcome back to Hello, I'm Listening.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hello. Welcome back
To a brand new episode of Hello, I'm Listening.
Hello, I'm Listening.
With me, your main host, Dani.
Danny.
And your co-host, Woifi.
The least important host, Danny, and the most important host, Woifi.
Also, just because you said Danny, nobody calls me Danny here, and I wish that people did. My nephew said my name tonight on a video call.
I think he said Danny, which in Dutch means fuck you.
No, I've never heard him say my name, and it's just very sweet. That was a first. That was really exciting. Okay, anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we've done the topic though before because it's been so long and I don't remember your experience.
Look. Listen and look.
They can't really look.
No,
unless you're driving, please look where you're driving.
You listen and they should look.
Okay. But that means they're not listening, and so that means the podcast is kind of pointless.
No, listen and look. Look.
How many times can you say look?
Yeah, I have to start talking. Okay. Listen and look. Having a visibly aligned, no, what is it called? Like a visible deformation, handicap.
A handicap.
Retardness. What is it called?
It's not retardness.
What is it
called? You have a limb difference.
Limb difference. Right. That was the word. You think that people look and judge you by that. And the truth is that they don't. People are so...
I want you to get back to that, but I'm talking about like your childhood. So like before your accident, did you struggle with being worried about what other people thought of you?
Not as a child, obviously, because as a child, you don't give a fuck about anything.
I don't think that's true for every child.
I did. But as I grew older and had to compete with other young male specimen in high school and middle school, obviously you were bullied and people said mean things because it's funny, ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you feel bad about yourself and you start doubting and questioning and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear that this other boy who is also 13 or 14 years old has already 4 ball sack hair.
But I also want to say a lot of the time those stories are probably not true.
I know, and
because they
the
hear
last
it
time
and they
he
want
jerked off, not only air came out. You're like, oh shit, am I not a real man, or am I still a boy, or when is our things starting to,
Let's be real though, even when things start coming out, you're probably still a boy.
Yeah, that's true. But still, at some point only air comes out.
We've suddenly switched topics. At what point in your life did air stop coming out?
Good question.
Do you remember?
Good question.
Do you remember the first time that something else came out?
No, I don't remember.
Really? I feel like that's something I'd remember.
No, I don't remember.
Because you're like, whoa! It's not just like,
no, I don't remember. No, it was not that significant in my life that I would remember that moment. But, with things like that, you obviously feel like you're worth less, or you could compare yourself, or But the thing is, all of the shit doesn't matter, because let's be honest, high school doesn't matter. All of the stuff that happens there doesn't matter, because it's not life. It's
not
just,
according to Family Guy.
Yeah. It's not. The real problems start once you're in adulthood, once you face real challenges.
I don't know
but,
if that's fair to say.
No, it's not. No. That's what I'm saying. But I think high school and the experience in school, like middle school, elementary school, can shape a lot of your personality, or is shaping a lot of your personality. So I think that time has a lot to do how self-conscious you are, or how what is the other word?
I mean, that's the word.
Oh,
self-conscious.
Isn't there the opposite?
I mean, like confident.
Confident, yeah. How confident you are in your skin and your appearance and your demeanor and character and everything,
Yeah, but I also look at that time a little bit differently as I get older, because when you're that age, that's all so it's like when people say, like, you hear like little kids saying they're in love, like 16-year-olds saying they're in love, and some people will laugh at that, but I find I feel like that's something we shouldn't be laughing at, because people are like, oh, you can't be in love, you're 16. But
no, I'm not
at
laughing
16, that's all you know.
But
but a lot of people will look at it as like, that's ridiculous, because how can that, how can you possibly be? But at 16, that's the only thing you know of love. And it's the same with anything. It's not just about love. It's the same with any experience that you have at that age.
I agree.
It might actually feel like this is the worst thing that's ever going to happen to me, because it's maybe the worst thing that's happened to you so far.
No, sure. That's why the first
so
breakup feels like the worst thing that would ever happen to you.
But I feel like that's why I say, like, I don't think that the middle school, high school experience, I don't think that that nothing matters, because problems that high schoolers have, I think they do matter, because they matter so much in that time.
But that's what I'm saying. In the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. But they shape you.
But you could say that about adulthood then too.
Yeah, I think
a lot of problems that we have in adulthood in the grand scheme of things don't matter. But
I agree.
In the moment
90 or maybe 95% even of the problems we face, so to say, every day are completely stupid, and some of them are even self-made.
Yeah,
I totally agree. But I think the real problems who you face in life, for most people, are in adulthood. And I'm not saying that the problems that children or teenagers have are not worth anything or not significant, not at all. But that's what I'm saying. Those things shape you.
Sure.
And I think it totally depends how you grew up and how you surround yourself with, and how people treat you in your teenage years and childhood and whatever. Mm-hmm. How you see yourself and how you, I don't know, how confident you are in your own skin. And I wasn't really. I was a super awkward, nerdy guy, and I was a late bloomer. Not really, but I feel like it was. And
What does that mean for boys who identify as boys, like as a late?
yeah, you
Because
have,
as a young woman, late bloomer is almost always referring
means
to
that
developing boobs.
it could mean a lot of things, but I think mostly it means you just keep looking like a kid when everybody else around you already is in puberty and start to growing and maybe a little facial hair and just getting a little bigger.
That awkward, like I have a couple of hairs on my upper lip and
right.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I also
okay.
no, sorry, just one more thing. I also never. I think I had a really tight friend group of like friends who were supportive, but the main people who was surrounded by were bullies and not real friends. But you teased yourself all the time and things were said, and you try to keep it cool and laugh it off.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it was the end of the day. No. At the end of the day, some things hurt and stuck.
Sure.
Yeah. And I still remember some of those moments.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have those moments.
Yeah. So they shape you. And I think once you really come out of school and enter adulthood, go work or go to university, you find out that some of those moments maybe defined who you are right now. And I think for most people, high school and school in itself is a very traumatic experience where you grow to hate yourself or to, be so unconscious about your body, yourself, how you look, how you behave, who you are, because of mean comments and bullies that you have to work a couple of years to get rid of that. And that's what happened for me. Yeah. Deep talk.
I was also I was confident within my friend group, but just within myself, I was probably the most self-conscious kid ever and struggled with a lot of like body image stuff and struggled with, boys were mean to me and not all boys, but most boys were mean to me. And the boys that I liked were mean to me. So I never really felt like I was like good enough. And I struggled with that a lot in high school and in middle school. And that's something that stuck with me for years into my life. And I still have like residual shit to deal with in terms of that. But I think the whole like being concerned about what people think, that has been something that I feel like I've had since I was a kid, like a small kid. So
did your parents bully you?
No, my parents were great. But I was,
you a stupid kid, huh? You stupid. You can't even read. She's like, she's 2 years. You stupid.
No, but I always had what I didn't know then, but know now. I always had anxiety as a kid. And I was super confident in a lot of ways in terms of like being
completely awkward and wearing shit.
No, what do you mean?
Your weird clothes.
Why I had the coolest, weirdest outfits.
I know.
But no, that I was very confident in.
Yeah.
But no, it was more like I was so concerned about people not liking me. Like I was saying, I was super confident in other aspects of my life in terms of like if I went somewhere with my parents and we needed to ask for directions, I would be like 6 and I would go ask for directions. Like that was something I was totally confident in. But when it came to proving my intelligence or proving my like I'm able to do this or I don't need help with this, I was super, super self-conscious. And I always thought people were going to think I was stupid. That was something that I was really scared of. Don't laugh at that. It was a real fear.
I know, it's so funny.
And it's something that I still have.
I'm sorry. It's funny.
Why is it funny?
I know. It's funny.
Why is it funny?
I think it's just the way you said it was funny.
How is it funny? I didn't laugh when you were
sorry.
talking about
I'm sorry.
your
I'm sorry. I'm still
things,
taking you serious.
people bullying
It was just
you.
funny.
It's not funny.
It's kind of funny. The thing is, I like when people say, like, clearly not stupid people, they feel like they're stupid. That's kind of funny to me. Because the real stupid people don't know that they're stupid. They think they're
Yeah.
the smartest people.
But I
Smartest.
always thought that intelligence was only academic.
No.
Like that's what I
Street
thought.
smarts.
And I have street smarts.
Yeah.
And I think I also am very emotionally intelligent. I know.
Prank.
But because I struggled so much in school, I think that was the issue for me. Like
I mean, sure.
I had so much difficulty in school. Like I couldn't focus. I think there might have been like some ADHD stuff going on. No, I really think so. I don't think that it's a factor for me anymore. But I think when I was a kid, I could not. A teacher would say something and I would forget it within 2 minutes. Like it's gone. And I just couldn't do it. And I couldn't focus when I needed to study. And I would try really, really, really hard to study and I would still fail tests all the time. It was horrible.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's most kids, though. But I think that's also because of the flawed school system. I don't think that's a necessarily a problem. Sure, it
it does have a lot to do with
disabilities
teacher,
and that-
for
yeah.
sure. Because I was really bad at math and then all of a sudden I had a teacher that explained it in a way that I understood and it clicked and I was the best in my class for the next 3 years.
If you have 3 dogs and you get 3 more, how many do you have?
Put everything in terms of dogs and then I got it. No, but so for me, it was very much, that's where it started. I'm very concerned about what people think of me because I took a lot of that and put it towards academics. And so if I didn't do well in school, I was like, people are going to think I'm stupid. And then, I wanted to go to university simply because, and I wanted to pick a major that would impress people. Like that's why I picked it. So I started.
What do you think would be people impressed by?
Well, okay, so that's why I switched my major. So I started in early education because I wanted to be a teacher. And
That's not impressive.
it's not impressive.
Okay.
And I switched mostly because I didn't like the classes that I was taking. But I was super fascinated and still am fascinated with psychology and the brain and all of that shit. And so I switched to psychology.
Still not that impressive.
But I thought that it would be impressive to get my master's and maybe my doctorate. So that's what I would tell people. Like I want to study psychology with the goal of getting my doctorate so I can either be a therapist.
A dog therapist or a dog doctor.
A therapist or a criminal psychologist. That's what I really wanted to do. And I would still love to do that, by the way.
Listener, yeah, I just want to say she's still running around saying that things like, hey, I'm currently studying psychology. I haven't done a test in like 10 years, but
No, but that's the thing. I really am interested in it, but I think that my interest was not something that I would have enjoyed a career in.
Yeah, me too.
And so I purely went that route career-wise because I wanted people to be impressed with my job title.
Down that route.
And so it kind of all played into I want people to like me and I want people to think I'm smart. That's how it all started for me.
I think that's a good point, and because we're sometimes so invested in what people think or might be impressed by, or I can't say those things because people then would think I'm a loser, I'm stupid, whatever, that we completely are focusing on trying to be someone or portray someone or say things that we think that people are drawn to or like, when in fact people are so invested with their own lives because most people are the same and most people don't even give a shit about what you're saying because they hear it, they might not even recognize it or hear it and forget it right away. And sure, there is like the small percentage of people who judge, but let's be honest, those people you don't want to be friends with anyways, and you're most likely not. So you're either trying to impress friends who are already friends and you don't need to impress, or family, or there's nobody else. Yeah. Because why would you impress a stranger? Why would you try to say things that a stranger might like or not like, by not being yourself? And that's so stupid because first of all, it's super hard and exhausting. And the second thing is that you're completely wasting energy by not being yourself. Yeah. But
so then you can transition maybe now into what you started originally with
going
your
on
accident.
into my accident, that gave me a bump down because It was a visible. First of all, growing up, I was a very slender, not little, but slender, thin
I mean, you're
guy.
still thin.
And
You're tall and thin, and
my everybody, my family, and mostly my family, always gave me shit about, oh, you should eat more, you're so thin, blah blah. And that always
classic
made me
European
unconscious.
mindset.
Right. And then with my accident, that added another thing to my already not very confident persona. But weirdly, that accident gave me more confidence in terms of how I give myself in public, because most people don't give a shit. And just simply, when I started going to the gym and a friend of mine just telling me that I look awesome and that I, oh, you look so swollen, blah, things like that, that motivate you, and you feel like, oh, it's nice to hear those things. And then you make out and no, I'm kidding. But that alone helped me a lot to gain more confidence, and then finally say, oh, I should not give a shit about those things. And it's funny, I used to wear a sock. I mean, I told that story before, 100%, but I used to wear a sock over my hand, and I used to like cut holes in a sock and just wear it over my hand all year long, and exchange the sock like every 2-3 months. And I mean, you were basically the person who told me, why do you wear it? Don't wear it. First of all, people don't give a shit, and second, there's nothing to hide there. And you boosted my confidence in that way. And I saw like people were looking more before, because
they see a sock.
They
on
see
your
a sock,
hand.
and especially in summer or when it's warm, they see like, oh, what does he have in his hand? That's weird.
Otherwise,
That's
people
don't recognize it. People don't fucking recognize it, and it's funny. You're missing three fingers on my hand, and people don't recognize. And people tell me a lot when I bring it up, especially in my teaching job or at my classes. I bring it up at the beginning of the usually at the class once, and people don't realize it at first. They don't even see it. So that's how fed up with their people are with their world, and are self-centered, not like in a bad way, just in a
but the same. People aren't. That's the thing. People aren't paying that much attention.
Yeah, right.
And I think that I feel like I encouraged you to just go one day without the sock, and just to see how it felt, because I thought that it would make you feel super empowered to not have it on.
Actually, you said, I give you 100 euros if you had it off for a couple of years, and now it's the time.
I did not say that. I told you to wear it. Well, not wear it for one day, because it would make you feel really good. Yeah. But I told this story too. But I come from my mom is an amputee.
With a cool episode.
Yeah, we do. With my mom.
How to lose a leg and still be cool as fuck.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she talks about her accident and losing her leg at 18.
I'll link it in the description.
Yeah. And I grew up with a mom who was so confident with who she is and for how she is, and finding so much joy in her life and with her situation. And it became so normal that as a kid, I told her, when I grow up, I want to have one leg just like you, because she made it so, like, she was so inspiring when I was a kid, and still is. And so I think that also was something that I wanted to, like, I wanted you to experience that, because I had seen it growing up, and I had seen like how wonderful life is. Even when you have something that makes you feel sometimes uncomfortable, or that might make other people sometimes uncomfortable. And so I just wanted you to experience that as well.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, there's not much more to say otherwise. If you have like any other things.
I have something that I can.
Yeah, then please.
So like I said, it started for me, all of that stuff with like academics and not feeling smart enough, but it very quickly turned into much more than that, where I was very concerned about people not liking me. It just kind of grew from that. And so I had such a massive issue if I knew someone didn't like me, like a massive issue. Like I wanted someone so badly to like me, even if it wasn't someone I was really going to see that often, but just the fact that I knew that they didn't like me so got under my skin.
So
And
back then, if I would have said, give me $10 and I would like you more, you would have given me $10?
no,
Oh, god damn it.
no. Because I wanted to get to the root of the issue. I so badly wanted to find out, what is it about me that is so off-putting? And I wait.
Do you want a list or?
How many insults can my husband give me in one episode? Let's count them, shall we?
Bro, you're like dangling a carrot in front of my face.
I mean, if it were anybody else, I don't think they would see it that way. They would just listen and be empathetic to the stories that I'm telling.
Now, the thing is, I don't think you have an off-putting personality or something like that. So it's weird to hear you talk about that, because it feels so unreal in a way.
It's nice.
Yeah.
That's actually a nice.
But then
thing
again,
you just said.
then again, it's you.
No, but it bothered me if somebody didn't like me, and then I think the worst of it for me, and this is really what's turned it around for me, was my divorce. Is
wait.
every time I say it, he acts as if he has no idea what I'm talking about. My relationship with my ex started out fairly well, but my ex was 2 years younger than me, 2.5. And his mom very much treated him, he was the baby in the family, but she very much treated him like the baby in the family, and, blah, blah, blah. And she did not like that he was dating somebody older. She therefore just decided not to like me. And she was very passive aggressive. And that always got under my skin, because I knew that I was a good person, and I knew that I wasn't like playing games or something. And I actually enjoyed this person's company, but his mom just didn't like me. She didn't like my lifestyle. She didn't like that I was a little more free spirited, that I was more of like a, jumping from one thing to the next in terms of academics and whatever. She didn't like that. And I struggled with that relationship for 6 years, and desperately tried to win over like her approval of me as a person. And there were moments where I felt like I had it, but then it would go back to passive aggression, and it really fucked with me quite a bit. And it wasn't until after we got divorced that I had to kind of accept the fact that not only did she not like me and I just had to deal with it, and she was gonna, but I also had to accept the fact that all of our friend groups are going to hear different stories of why we got a divorce.
Sure.
And they're either going to hear both sides correctly, they're going to hear only his side, which a lot of times was not the full truth. And
I even spread some rumors.
Sure. But I had to very much come to terms with the fact that there are going to be people that I called my friends who will never speak to me again, which was the case. There are going to be people who don't care to even ask how I'm doing or follow up, which was also a thing.
I mean, that's in general a thing that
sure,
especially with age, and at some point I think like that happens, and then
sure,
and people are like that. But I think those moments define, it sounds so cheesy, but those moments define who your real friends are. And
exactly.
Don't judge you by what people say because they know you.
Yeah. Well, and also I think the true friends are the people who don't need the story to still be your friend. They can just be your friend, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that was a massive turning point for me in terms of just kind of not caring anymore what people think. And I actually feel pretty confident in saying the majority of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, I don't give a shit what people think of me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. Unless I do something that hurts their feelings, then of course I own that and I feel bad for it, and I probably feel too guilty for it for too long. But for the most part, I think that was kind of, in a weird way, what I needed to get over those insecurities. And it was quite life-changing, actually, because it's so much wasted time that I'm no longer wasting.
I think the thing is, I don't have any tips how to boost. No, I do have tips. I mean, I think
Just the tip?
Just the tip. but I have like one thing that works pretty well is just telling yourself in front of the mirror that you're awesome, that you're a go-getter, that you something that maybe you don't hear often. Because at some point, if you do that every morning in the mirror, at some point you believe it. And it changes. It changes, first of all, how you go about your day. It changes your demeanor. And it changes maybe also your aura. People notice if you walk in with like a,
Negative energy.
Right. People notice that. And I think that's a big thing. And also, obviously, if you feel good about yourself, that boosts your confidence. So I'm not saying go get a bunch of alcohol and drink or something, but do something that makes you feel good. Like sport is something that helps a lot of people, and people swear, even if they just do something once a week or something, they swear, oh, I feel great. That helps me and that makes me feel good.
But that can also be like going for a 40-minute walk.
Yeah, sure.
When I was diagnosed with PCOS, I was trying to like figure out exercises and stuff that I can do that are good for your hormone balance. And there have been studies that show for anybody, not just, but for literally anybody, that a 20 to 30 minute walk once a day, so it's nothing, 20 to 30 minutes, can drastically change the balance of your hormones. And it's just, it makes you feel good, even if it's not super strenuous, if you're not breaking a sweat, but it's just walking.
No, I agree.
And it's so good for you.
I agree.
I was just going to give my advice quickly. I think it's just important to remind yourself, if you struggle with that what other people think of you is not your problem to solve. What other people think of you is their thing. And you can't change that. There is nothing, and we've talked about it with the anxiety episodes that we've done, where things that are out of your control are things that you should just put out of your mind, because you can't control it. It's going to happen how it happens. And it should be comforting to know, okay, there's nothing I can do about this. So I'm just going to let it be. And it's okay if people don't like you. Not everybody's going to like you. And also, you don't like everybody either. Right. And that's fine. Right. You don't have to like everybody. And if someone doesn't like you, then that's their issue and they can deal with it. And if you feel like there's a problem between the two of you, you can talk about it with them. But you can't change their opinion. And you also shouldn't put the energy into trying to change their opinion.
Right. Be respectful, be nice, but you don't have to be friends with everybody and vice versa. Yeah.
And you also don't have to justify your life choices.
I would love to, maybe if someone has like a tip or just like a thing that they did to boost their confidence, besides taking drugs or drinking alcohol. healthy ways that they've dealt with it, I would love to hear them. So you can write us on our Instagram or email or website or Anchor via like a voice message. And we will be back with a new episode next week. Promise.
Indeed.
Pinky swear.
If you have any important life lessons, we thought about just doing like a little series of life lessons. And so like this one, but each episode a different life lesson, or a couple combined depending on what they are. But if you have any life lessons that you feel like have been important in your life, then please also let us know what those are, and we'll do an episode about it.
And as always, subscribe if you like what you hear. That supports us and helps us the most, and that's free. And like the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Oh, I said it already. Follow the podcast. Rate the podcast on Apple Podcast or Spotify.
You can also write a review.
Yeah. And that's it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And watch out for deer.